Hello, dear friends. This is Sofya Dorinskaya with you. I am a psychiatrist and the head of the Center for Medical Information. I received a question in a message on the channel asking me to talk about the connection between the thyroid gland and selenium. And today I want to talk with you about how the thyroid gland works, what nutrients it needs, and in general, what a person should know about this topic. So, in order for the thyroid gland to function and produce its hormone, the body needs several things. First and foremost, this is iodine, which everyone knows about. But iodine is not the only substance that is needed. The next thing we need is L-tyrosine. L-tyrosine is a protein found in meat, in animal meat. From this, we can immediately conclude people who restrict themselves from eating meat put the functioning of their thyroid gland at risk. So for the thyroid gland to work, we need iodine and L-tyrosine. When these two substances combine, thyroxine is formed. But this is not the final hormone. This is not yet the hormone that starts working in the body. When thyroxine combines with selenium, we get that very triiodothyronine, which is already the active hormone and works in the body. What happens when the body lacks the nutrients necessary for the thyroid gland to function? Naturally, when the body is experiencing a deficiency of thyroid hormone, it begins to significantly ramp up the activity of the thyroid gland, and the thyroid gland begins to steadily increase the overall production of this hormone in an effort to compensate, so to speak. And we end up with hyperthyroidism. So the first stage of iodine deficiency is hyperthyroidism. When the thyroid gland, roughly speaking, is already exhausted and the body can no longer function at this heightened pace, the next stage sets in. This is hypothyroidism. And the cause of both hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism is, of course, primarily iodine deficiency. But in order for the body to have the full range of necessary substances and for the thyroid gland to function well, the presence of a mineral like selenium is also essential. Therefore, my friends, if you have hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism, it is absolutely necessary to address iodine deficiency. That is, you must take iodine and combine it with selenium. The problem arises when these conditions, especially hypothyroidism, are the result of taking various psychoactive substances. But in that case, of course, you need to consult professionals so that the person can be gradually weaned off these medications and then the thyroid function can be restored. Now, let's take a look at the signs of hypothyroidism. These include lethargy and severe depression. This is when it becomes truly pathological, when a person can't do anything about it, when they literally have no energy for life at all, and, as they say, can barely drag their feet. Their weight increases, fat really accumulates, swelling begins in the legs, swelling starts in the hands, and there is general swelling throughout the body. The person feels a certain mental dullness. In children, growth and mental development begin to lag behind, and all of this is a manifestation of hypothyroidism. And the root cause here is first and foremost a deficiency of iodine and also the associated mineral selenium. And what do we see? Instead of improving their own diet, and let me tell you, if you limit yourself in animal proteins, if you don't eat meat, if you eat meat only twice a week, or if you eat meat just once a day, then you are heading straight down the path to destroying your own thyroid gland and to these kinds of painful conditions. So how can this be fixed? This is fixed by restoring a sensible diet. That is, your diet should include meat at every meal, you need to eliminate iodine deficiency, and you should take a combined mineral supplement with selenium. If you are taking this outside of a vitamin and mineral regimen tailored specifically for you, then you should take it according to the instructions for the supplement. And there's one more small nuance I'd like to point out. This is for situations when we are dealing with hyperthyroidism. And of course, I will quote Professor Lepsky for you. The book on vitaminosis and hypovitaminosis, page 5, quote, "In other cases, certain relationships have been found between vitamins and hormones. There is an antagonism between vitamin A and the thyroid hormone thyroxine. That is, when you are experiencing a stage of hypothyroidism and there is an overproduction of thyroid hormones, in order to compensate for this situation, and I will repeat once again, that in addition to definitely eating meat, taking iodine, and taking selenium as instructed, you absolutely need to add vitamin A to your diet. Let me remind those who may not know, vitamin A belongs to the group of fat-soluble vitamins, and people who restrict their fat intake, especially animal fats like butter, are also at risk of vitamin A deficiency. Therefore, your diet must be well balanced. Your diet should be varied. It is essential to include not only animal proteins but also animal fats. I hope I have answered the question about the connection between thyroid function, thyroid hormones, and selenium. Please make good use of all this information, and I strongly urge you, before rushing into the decision of taking various types of psychoactive drugs, please first take the time to address any potential nutritional deficiencies you may have. It's not just easier, it's also safer, and it will help preserve your health. This was Sofya Dorinskaya with you. All the best. Goodbye.